meeting for August 19th, Munhall Borough. Do the Pledge of Allegiance. Reedy, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Moment of silence for
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Vernon.
Excuse me?
You were a friend of AJ's, can you do it?
Andy voted in was a long-time Munhall fireman. He was chief at number 1 fire hall, lifetime member. He was a member of the police department for over 25 years, retired about 20 years ago. He was a staple in the neighborhood down around number 1 fire hall. He had 5 children. One was AJ, Paul, John, Annie, and Michelle. And Andy was just, he lived life his own way, his way. And he was Councilman Rich's brother, and Councilwoman voted in Karen's uncle. And Andy was just someone you could always see somewhere. He always has something to say, whether it's, you know, off the roll or not. But Andy, when I first got on council 20-some years ago, Andy had just retired. And he was mad because he thought he was shorted $7 a month in his pension. So I said, for God's sake, I'll give you the $7. So every time I saw him for 25 years, he said, your $7 is way up now, and you owe me a buck. He reminded me that all the time. So just remember Andy voted in his family in your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vernon. We didn't have no executive session.
Yep.
Roll call.
Yep. Mr. Junkins.
Here.
Mr. Stein.
Here.
Mr. Eads.
Present.
Mr. Galovich. Here. Mr. Ostrowski. Ms. Pletch. Mr. Shields.
Here.
Mayor Fultz. Chief Caterino. Mr. Avashidi.
Here.
We have quorum.
We have a public presentation. You want to state your name and your company and stuff? Thank you.
Yes, so my name is Dave Block, I'm with Crystalline Energy. We're planning on assisting the borough with your energy, your electric and natural gas accounts moving forward. So tonight's discussion will be primarily involving electric because your natural gas agreement is not expiring until December, while your electric agreement is up next month. So tonight we're talking about electric. Thank you for the invite. Happy to be here and walk you through some of this stuff. I know that world of energy is not the most exciting world, but we'll get through it. So before I hop into everything here, do you guys have any questions? I know I had some handouts. But is there any initial questions about who we are, Crystalline, or anything like that? Perfect. All right, so we'll start with the good news. If you open up your packets, which I handed out, there's an executive summary on the right side. Yeah, I only had 6 ones, so I handed them out kind of around. There's one over here, actually. You got it. Yep.
Look at the chair, Jason. I don't know why I was going to ask that. Sharing is caring.
People want to share with you.
So again, we're going to be talking about electric tonight. This executive summary just kind of runs you through what we're looking at, where you're going from, where the market is currently, and where we see it going moving forward. So we looked at 38 Duke light accounts with an estimated annual usage of just over 700,000 kilowatt hours. Your current supply rate is 6.579. Now, I was talking to Mike and Dave earlier. That's a remarkable rate. You guys would be coming off. I was actually shocked when I was looking at your bills because when you sign, if you look on the left side, there's this line chart. This is where the borough signed the current agreement in September of 2021. That's what the electric market was, and this is what the electric market is today.
Oh, wow.
So when I mentioned earlier, I felt like I was being thrown to the wolves. This is why. Because in 2021, the market was great, and electric energy rates were low, and you guys locked in a great rate. Now, there was a spike that happened. These data centers going up are wreaking havoc on the grid, and unfortunately taking off a lot of the generation that we have, limited generation we have. So I know that there's a different discussion, but the next steps is for data centers to have their own generation and stop pulling from ours. But when all that generation came online, right behind that line graph is a bar graph. These are called capacity rates, and these are rates that are built into your energy rate. What sticks out of the page most, you see these 3 years right here. This was 2022, 2023, 2024. Capacity rates were $50, $34, $29. Effective June 1st, 2025, they went up to $270. That was an increase of 816%. When that happened, even if you were in an agreement like you guys were for 4 years, suppliers had no choice but to pass that upcharge through because it was a governmental change and they weren't going to eat it. So everyone started calling, my phone's going off the hook, I'm in a fixed agreement, why am I getting passed through, why am I getting passed through? We had to explain, this was unprecedented. Like, we knew it was going to settle around 100. We got this notice, it was 270. My boss had me working late that night, sending emails to all our customers saying, hey, pre-prepare for your June or July bill period, it's going to be a big increase. For whatever reason, and I know some suppliers have done this, NG never passed through those increases to you guys. So you kept paying 6, 5, 7, 9, while everybody else in the world went up to 9 or 10 cents. So you guys are coming off a great rate. That's the good news. The bad news is we got to come back to reality a little bit here now. So if we stay on the right side, behind that executive summary, you'll see what we call our pricing summary. So what we do at Kristen is we don't work with just one supplier. We don't say, hey, send me your bills and I'll give you a rate, and we work with one person. What we do is we send out to a network of 30 electric and gas suppliers for an RFP. They get back to us with their best bids. We summarize it for you guys. We go through everything, make sure all the T's and C's are good, and then we kind of summarize it here from best to worst for everyone. So as you can see, right in the middle of the page, you see NG, your current supplier. They're right in the middle of pack pricing. And I'll go into like what the pricing actually means more so down below. But what we're looking at is a September 26th start, so it would start next month. We went out for 4 different options, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and 4 years. If you look at the red bar in the middle there, that's your current supply rate that we discussed, 6,579. The current utility rate behind Duke and Light is closer to 9.7. If you go all the way down to the cost analysis, this is kind of in the weeds when we get into the weeds, but we broke out each component of your electric rate, the energy itself, the capacity, and the transmission. So you can see a light yellow bar at the very bottom will be your all-in fixed rate moving forward. So a 12-month, 9.7, 24-month, 9.8, 36-month, it goes back down a little bit. Looks like 24-month would be the highest, with the 48-month term being the lowest there. So as I mentioned before, in terms of dollars, because you're coming off such a good rate, it is going to be a hard increase to stomach. I would expect to see about a $12 to $13 increase on your monthly electric bills. Once the September, it'll start the September meter read, so you won't see it for your August bill, or October bill, sorry. But that will go into effect right away. And then the other thing I mentioned is the only other caveat is we're coming out of the high demand. So luckily you guys got through the summer at the 6.5 rate. And now we're into the shorter months, then the cold months, and then you really won't feel the effects of this until next year, I would say. As long as your electric rates or your electric usage is through the roof this winter. The other thing I'll mention, I included our CoStar certificate in here. We are CoStar approved with the state. So all our fees, everything is available online if you guys ever have any questions regarding that. Our recommendation tonight, what we've been doing with a lot of customers, it's a 36-month term. The reality is, and like I mentioned to you guys, you're going to go back to a 9.5, 9.6, 9.7 rate. I think the decision tonight is how long do you want to go? Do you want to do 12 months and say, hey, maybe the market comes down to meter? Or do you want to do 48 months and say, hey, let's just take this now, locking up below 10 cents and be happy with it. And below 10 cents is a great rate. That's what I would do. We were telling a lot of people if you lock in long-term, do it. But then we always get that pushback of, hey, what if the market goes down in a year or two? We're locked in for 48 months, we can't affect that. Unfortunately, that's the opportunity to lose by go now. So that's really all I have, so I'll open up to any questions.
Anybody got questions for me, Jason?
What is the capacity cost? I'm just curious.
What is it?
Yeah.
So there's 3 components to your electric bill or electric rate. There's the electricity itself, the commodity, then there's capacity, and there's transmission. So the commodity is the commodity. The transmission is just the wires from Duke light to your house or the building, keeping those up. And the capacity, it's reliability. It's basically a reliability cost. So make sure that generators have generation on standby for the hottest days in the summer. That we don't have blackouts, we don't have brownouts like what happened down in Texas 5 years ago. We actually pay power plants to have additional generation on file in case we need it. So that's what the capacity market. That's why when the supply and demand issues happen with these data centers, these data centers use as much electricity as a small city. So when they pop up, all the generation we have in our area all of a sudden gets taken away. That constraint creates a supply and demand issue, and then that's why the capacity rate shot through the roof.
That's my only question.
Yeah. Good question.
Any other questions? Tim?
Not yet.
No? All right.
Perfect. Okay.
Everybody on it,
Cool. All right, Dave. I need a motion to approve the minutes for the workshop.
Motion?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. I need a motion for the council meeting minutes for July 15th, 2026.
Motion?
Need a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Any reports?
Oh, no mayor. Solicitor's report, please.
Yes, thank you, President Youngkins. We will have a public hearing prior to council vote to decide whether to adopt the volunteer fire department cost recovery ordinance. I'll be doing that shortly. My report, we have a couple items on the agenda. There are two additional ordinances. One is to regulate bottle clubs, which has been an issue that has been discussed here publicly by council on numerous occasions. Bottle clubs, just with the public, are organizations or operations that serve alcohol, but they don't charge for it. And there's a provision for it in state law. They're not regulated now by the borough. We have the right to regulate them, and I agree it's a good idea to regulate where they can go, hours of operation, parking. There are a lot of problems that can accompany bottle clubs. So council directed me to draft an ordinance, and I've done that because of the zoning ordinance. Anytime that borough council wants to adopt a new ordinance that pertains to zoning, there's a specific requirement that stems from the municipality's planning code that it has to go to the Borough Planning Commission first. They review it, have a public hearing, and they make recommendations to council. And then council subsequently will have a public hearing. I also, we're required to send it to the Allegheny County Planning Agency. I've already done that, and we have to wait for their review and their comments on it as well. So if everything goes well, next month it will be considered for vote and adoption. The other one is also being sent to the Planning Commission, which is on the agenda tonight, is to regulate short-term rentals. Another good idea. If you don't regulate it, it just could be the wild, wild west. We've all seen on the news there have been many issues, particularly in the city of Pittsburgh and other municipalities, problems with the short-term rentals, like Airbnb, those kinds of things. So I think it's a very good idea to regulate it, and I've drafted an ordinance to do so. Which then requires a permit, inspections, hours, number of occupants, parking, all those things that would be of great concern to neighbors, to one that's potentially rented, and also limiting where they can go. So we'll be sending it to the Planning Commission, also to the County Planning Agency for their review and comments on the agenda, assuming those motions are passed. One other thing, I did review a memorandum of understanding submitted by the police chief for an agreement between the department and Steel Valley School District. This is required under state law known as the Safe Schools Act, where the department, police department and the school work in conjunction anytime there's an incident involving a weapon or any other criminal violation that requires a level of cooperation. School code requires it. I reviewed it. It's a pretty standard agreement, so I approve that for execution. And then lastly, the Planning Commission sent to me, the chairman, Russ Firestone, they are drafting for the first time rules of procedures and bylaws. Asked me to take a look at it, which I think is a good idea. And I looked at it, I made a comprehensive review, and I sent back to him for his consideration. A lot of suggested changes, just because as a lawyer, that's, we look at things and want to make sure, obviously, it's legally compliant, and some additional provisions. So that's in process, and whenever that is finally agreed upon by the Planning Commission members, majority, they will vote to adopt those at a public meeting. And that's all I have tonight, President Youngkins. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can we get the manager's report?
Yep. Some of the big highlights we're dealing with right now, salt. we got the Shaycog bid from American Salt Company for $152 a ton, which is $70 roughly more, $74 more than last year's rate. So the other problem is that we requested 4,500 tons, which is actually kind of normal, we request every year, just to have a large supply on hand in case anything happens. We are required with the original bid that went out through Shaycog, which is the South Hills Council of Governments, received no bids, and that required our obligation to buy 60% of what we asked for. They rebid it and upped it up to 75%. So now if we agreed to this rate with the Shaycog, we would have to spend 75% of the 48,500 tons we requested. A total cost of $512,000, which is twice what we would normally budget for salt. So that's the pickle we're in. We currently have 1,500 tons of salt, 1,000, 1,500, I can't remember exactly what. I reached out to Compass Minerals, who supplied the salt last year, and they said that they have no more salt available in the West Elizabeth Storage Depot, and they can't get more salt to the area. And they also did not bid, so they're not even located in the region. That was with a low-level person I spoke to. I'm going to be a bit more aggressive and fierce with the next person up to say, we ordered 6,000 tons last year, we received 2,800 tons. They owe us 600 tons, or at least some amount. I'd love to get at least 1,000 tons from them, so we'll see what I can do. But I'm going to then talk to state reps and senators and anybody who will listen to help us out with this, because the latest, there's a CoStar's bid, just so you guys understand exactly what's going on. CoStar's bid for the American salt is at $92 a ton, which is a lot less than the $152 they're going to give us. So anybody who got in on CoStar's bid, which we've never done before, we've always done Shaycog because it's been usually reliable, they would have a good rate, we'd be fine. But we didn't do that because that was due in February. So now we have to see, and American Rock Salt is not honoring any late bids to CoStar's at all. They're just ignoring people that ask for it. So it might be more stronger political pressure from the state to this company to move forward. And we're not the only one that's in this bind. So I'll keep you posted, I'll keep at it. That's the big concern I'm worried about right now. Also the paving, we're having issues with that, but we're gonna get everything resolved for the price we agreed on with the paving company. But that's gonna take some probably more legal action. Those are the big things that are most pressing right now.
All right. I guess we learned we're gonna go with CoStar next year.
CoStar is definitely, well, we'll do multiple, but yeah.
Yeah. Any questions for the manager?
Yeah.
Tax collector report, you have
We got
that?
a total here. She has collected $4,642,816.78 for the year so far. That is, the total collectible value is $5,433,000, so that is just shy of 800,000, 750,000, so that's pretty good. Still collected more, but that's close to what we
We
collected.
still got time.
Still some time.
Is that it?
That's her report for me, yep.
Any public comments on non-agenda items? Come on up, sir, state your name and your address, please.
Can I give you these?
Yes, sir.
Some pictures. You can share.
I like to share.
I'm gonna share, and if I could request, it's more than 3 minutes, I'd appreciate it.
That's fine.
Okay, my name's Bill Arnfield, I reside at 224 Elizabeth Street, and I live there with my wife, Michelle Liska, who is the homeowner. And they paved our road, this company that you used.
Was that, did we pay that?
Redstone, yeah.
They did not do any handwork. That paver just went down the street, and that was it. Let me go through these pictures. The first picture is our driveway. Now, to back in here is where our rainwater comes out of the gut, and it's trapped behind this curb. They put a curb. They did not give us a lip. I reached out to to the borough manager, Mr. Ty. He responded and he tried to help us. Appreciate that. So the borough came out. I don't think they should have. I think the paving company should have done it, not the borough. And the second picture is they put half of a driveway lip on my driveway.
That was the paving company?
No, the borough did that.
Okay.
They put half of a lip on, and the water is still getting trapped
Right,
behind over
on the
here.
right side, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, and the next picture is where they put this big old curb coming up the street. And at the old street, you walked down the curb. Now, with this one, you had to step over the curb. So I asked
It's a tripping hazard.
I asked Mr. Ty and if we could get some backfill in there, some topsoil, and they did. But in the process of doing it, if you can see this little sidewalk I have right here in the middle, okay, keep that in mind. Here's what they did with that. It used to go straight out to the street. Now the water gets stuck behind that,
The street's higher than this.
okay? Now, the next picture is the topsoil that they put in. There should have been a lip, a wee little lip, just to keep everything, you know, there. When it rained, see you later. It ended up down here by this manhole, and we'll get to the manhole later. Here's a better picture of what happened.
What is that?
That's the topsoil
Okay.
above my sidewalk. Okay? Now, these next pictures aren't too good. It's the manhole that's straight across from our driveway. I worked in paving before I retired, and you buy a ring to sit on to raise the manhole.
You think?
Yes, sir. And they did not do that. Look, everything gathers there. It's a big,
Golly.
yes, right in the middle of the street, right at the end of my driveway. Our driveway. And here's the seal that they put on. It's sloppy. It's terrible. And the last picture, this has been an ongoing problem forever. This is the corner of Fairfield and Elizabeth. The water just sits there forever until it dries up.
Is there a storm drain right next to it?
Yes,
The
there is.
storm drain is right here.
Right there,
Oh, right there.
right there.
See, the paving company should have came into that intersection and let that water drain down. I mean, in the wintertime, that's ice.
Without a doubt.
So, I mean, I would appreciate it if Jens can look into this problem.
We're having a long discussion with this. We've got it all documented. I appreciate the photos, are great.
Okay,
This is not over, trust
well,
me.
you can,
We still owe them a lot of money, which we're not gonna give them until all of these issues are done.
okay, well, you can keep them pictures. I got
So I
my
imagine
own.
you're not the only one with issues on
No.
that. It goes all the way up and down.
Okay, I appreciate it. Like I said, that curb that they put in, the water runs on this side where and on the street side. And we've had some big rains, and it's nuts.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna get it solved, so
So-
we're working on it.
Would you like to?
thank you for your time.
The further down the hill, worse it probably gets.
Yeah, well, we're right at the bottom.
You guys are all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're right at the bottom and we get it all. So,
You're right next to Mr. Firestone, aren't you?
I don't know who that
No,
is.
he's
Your
down
father now?
there. He's way down the other end.
Yeah, I'm right at Fairfield and Elizabeth, right across the street from that.
How you
So,
doing, Mayor?
all right.
Fine, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
If you could keep me posted, you have my phone number, you have my email.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Excellent.
Thank you for taking all the pictures.
all right.
Yes. Anybody else with non-agenda items? Come on, Randy, I was waiting for you. State
I
your
only
name.
want to know, Dana, thanks for having the checks over there.
Yep.
Greatly appreciated. Would you just give us the general?
Randy, I need your name and address, please.
What?
Name and address for the camera.
Oh, 124, my name is Rainey Fry, 124 West Virginia Avenue, Munhall, PA. 15120.
Pliggett, $2,968,003.53.
Sounds okay? And the general?
General fund, $1,537,977.12.
1,537,977.
1,537,977.12.
Thank you so much. And my second, I have to ask that one on the agenda. Sorry.
Any more non-agenda items?
Go ahead, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Name and address, please.
James Burrows, 1106 Park Square. I was just coming to see when the next blight meeting was. I remember there was one last year, there was supposed to be one every quarter. It was discussed. That's what at least last time it was discussed last year.
We weren't having a whole lot of blight meetings because it was with all the new programs, we were seeing how it was going first.
Okay. So is there
I
one
mean, if
scheduled
we
coming?
need to have a meeting, we can have one.
Okay.
Is there any issues?
I mean, there's always issues around.
There's always issues. But yeah, there's a lot of people using the tax forgiveness and alerta.
Okay. Yeah.
So we were seeing how that worked before. And I'm sure we're gonna start having more meetings.
Yeah.
Council has implemented several new ordinances which are directed specifically at the blight issue. And so hopefully, we're getting traction and helping with the situation. So I know it's on their radar, we talk about it regularly. So we're using whatever tools we have available.
Yep,
Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Jerry Lynn Kirksey. I live at 607 East 18th Avenue. I am very nervous and I may need more than 3 minutes. My problem is a health issue. Some of you are aware that yesterday at 601 East 18th Avenue, we had a very serious issue.
I just heard about it today.
Okay, this issue was addressed before. It has been brought to CYS, it was brought to the code enforcer, and over a few years, to my understanding, I've only moved in the area be 6 years. The house at 603 was recently vacant, and the maintenance man there did a welfare check on 601 because of a strong smell. Once everybody came out, police, fire department, code enforcer, they removed 2 children, an elderly mother, and a daughter. There were 2, if not 3, dead dogs inside the house. There's live cats, they did catch some of them. There were 3, if not 4 ferrets in there. I do have pictures. If you look at these pictures, this is actually rats that are in the windows. They did come out in a hazmat suit, but as you see, somebody else took these pictures. To my understanding, there were 2 and 3 at one time. When I got in my car today, there was 1.
And that's a row house, correct?
Yes, it is. It's a row house, and I live in that row. I am at 607. I have a family, and there's 613 is another house that's empty. I don't know, as far as I know, that there's a lot of trash inside that one too. But we may not live in Mount Pleasant or anywhere, but I cherish my home, and I am afraid. I actually have Orkin come out to my house he's on contract, because I have seen a mouse, okay? I'm afraid of a mouse, but I understand a mouse would do that. Like I said, I have them come out, yeah. But a rat, I cannot live with.
I
And when
understand.
they're in the window trying to get out,
I ended up with 2 in my basement this winter.
I don't
It
want
was
any.
terrible.
I don't want any.
It was terrible.
And, at this point, they're in the window, you can see that. They're in the window, they're even trying to get out. And there's a strong smell. There's a strong smell.
Did you call the health department?
There's a
Well, I'll let Tim speak, but this has been brought to my attention as the attorney, and we're on this, I can tell you. I've already done extensive research under, what our options are for enforcement, condemning the property.
Now, I understand she's been fined. She's been fined. and that's
Well, I know, but
over.
I'm just telling you, we have other things in action that we're starting. I'll let Councilman Eads address it, so I've spoken to him about this.
So, we were down there yesterday, Homestead, assisting Munhall with that situation. It's deplorable. I got 26 years in the service, and probably one of the worst conditions I've seen, smell.
What I understand, they didn't have water?
They haven't had water for an extended period of time, but there's issue besides the animals. The odor that the people who live in that row house have to probably smell.
Oh, it's
All the
probably,
way down the road. She lives
I
on the end of the road.
I grew up on the row up on 19th, I understand.
I parked my vehicle at 18th and Andrew, and I almost vomited when I got out of my truck.
Live in it too.
So, and I reached out to Greg, so
I paid a mortgage.
So Boomer and I talked yesterday, I helped him on some tips on making sure that we get it, condemned. But there's gonna be other options, I mean, it's gonna get to Greg on how we move forward, but at some point, we're gonna have to get in there, someone's gonna have to clean it. Because it's not safe for the people who live in that road.
Right.
It affects that whole road. Those are all common adults also.
Who
A lot
owns
of
it?
people don't know that, if the rats
They
start
don't
chewing
run
through,
it.
if the rats start chewing through,
Well, Eric, I contacted our public works yesterday afternoon and told them, you need to send an exterminator there immediately so they can deal with the rats, so they don't get anywhere
And the
else.
dead dogs, to my understanding, are still in there, so.
Yeah.
How are the children?
Make contact with the
The
health
children,
department?
to me, they
Jay was
should
supposed to
be
contact
10
the
or
health
12, and they
department.
look 6 or 8.
Oh, Department of Aging.
Where they at?
I mean, yeah, I
Well,
mean, you and I
the
discussed
ambulance
all
took
those
them
county
and took the
agencies.
mother too. And the young daughter was, I understand,
I'll
taken
make sure
to
they're
jail. But it's just been a letdown, because when someone is released from a hospital, they go out, or they send somebody for therapy or home health visits. This mother just got out of the hospital not long ago, so they've been blocking for people to come in. Because somebody, normally after you release from a hospital, there's a welfare check or, therapy or something. So it's been going on, and Thursday.
Can we go back, who actually first came in? Was it CYF that was notified?
No, so there was a call to the police
Okay.
for a welfare check.
That was yesterday.
of an
Well,
odor
for check,
yesterday.
okay.
The chief was on scene and, he did a lot for it, but it came out to be that they wouldn't come outside. So they said we weren't there, they called the police, said, we're not there, we're in the morning shelter. The police went back when the neighbor called and said, hey, we can still hear them in there, they're walking around, we can hear them walking around inside. So then they forced them to come outside.
That's a combination of big CYF and.
So CYF, was not, the police notified them, they took the kids to the hospital. I know today the chief was gonna notify the Department of Aging. Boomer was supposed to notify the health department today.
County Health Department.
So hopefully he did do that, everything is moving in the right
And
direction.
I've been in communication with our code enforcement officer. This borough has adopted the International Property Maintenance Code. There's a process to condemn the structure
I'm just
and order
curious.
all occupants to vacate. And so we're just beginning to start that because it appears that the conditions qualify for such action. I can tell you, this is a priority that has been discussed and being addressed as quickly as possible.
I appreciate that, and I know that there's 2 of them there, that 613, I don't know, have any dead animals, but it's in our row, and, we're all there with families, and we cherish our property, and it's just not right. It's never been cleaned out.
I can tell you, the chief's here, he can speak for himself. He will tell you it's the worst that he's probably seen. He's doing everything in his power to make sure this gets rectified.
If you think of the most deplorable thing that you ever saw on TV, it's 100 times worse.
Yeah.
Sad.
How could it get that far?
People dropped the ball. Like I say, CYS was notified, code enforcer, the hospital, everybody, they would just drop the ball. Because it's not, that they didn't just, I've been there 6 years, they've lived there longer than me.
Wow.
Like I say, the kids should be 10 or 12, they look 6 or 8. And she said she was homeschooling, because you could look at the kids and say they weren't.
Well, as I said, we're getting every county agency involved that we can. Based on what I'm hearing, it should be eligible for immediate condemnation by the code enforcement officer, order of vacation of the premises. So it's a priority here now. It's been brought to our attention, to mine for the first time. So as a solicitor, I'm doing everything I can.
Can I give my number and name? And like I say, I do have Orkin, but the road, our road period, we'll need bait and whatever we can from the city or, from you all to help us, because, we all know what they do, they run.
We should get that whole road baited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe we can bait private property.
I give you my permission.
Under these circumstances, you can definitely bait, you can bait that house for sure, at least get around that house baited.
There's garbage all in the yard everywhere.
And they're private, most of them are owned, and then even the maintenance man that called yesterday, he's trying to get that place rented, so I don't think no landlord
He's not
would
getting that rented.
dispute that.
What was you talking about, Mayor?
We were talking about, the county has to bait it, we believe.
All right.
Chief and
Well, we can reach out to the county. and
I mean,
try-
ultimately, it's, the homeowner's gonna have to get permission, because it would
They're
be
gonna have
such a
to give
liability.
permission?
Yeah, because if we bait somebody's private property, and say a child
Or
gets,
an animal.
or an animal, we'll just,
I know
it's
there's-
less liability, yeah.
We're going to be condemning it, the code enforcement officer ordering every occupant to vacate. So that's just beginning. I just gave the roadmap and just this unit, not everybody. No.
You gotta understand, them walls aren't very thick.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we'll address it.
All right, cool. All right, any other comments on non-agenda items? No? Any public comments on agenda items, Rainey?
It's simple, guys, it's very simple. Rainy Drive, 124 West Virginia Avenue, Munhall. Number 8, would you just tell me which of those letters MBM mean for delinquent tax?
Malo, Brungo, Malo.
M-A-L-O, Mela?
Malo, I think it's Maillo, I believe. Brungo, Brungo. And Malo, same as the first. It's actually a law firm. I know who they are because they do a lot of municipal work, but they also have a separate division that does delinquent tax collection. And they service some other municipalities where I'm a solicitor, so that's on familiar.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's correct. Is that correct?
I've never heard their.
I just saw MBM. I don't
MBM
know.
is a law firm.
That's their name.
That's
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
their name.
That's their name.
I don't know any other MBM. Maybe I spoke up prematurely.
No,
That's what I thought it was. I know they're in that business.
It just, I don't laugh. It just amazes me how beyond the agenda, nobody really knows. We'll vote for it. But anyhow.
We know the
no,
company, we just know them by MBM,
No,
that's
yeah,
all.
no,
We
they
didn't know
submitted
the
a
name.
proposal, and this isn't just
They
blind
came,
money. Yeah,
they came and presented and everything
Yeah.
to us.
they were here. And I've seen their work in other municipalities. The other municipalities seem to be pleased with what they do, so.
And our manager spoke, who did you speak to?
I spoke to Doug's sample, the city manager.
And what did he say?
He said they're really easy to work with, they're very supportive of the municipality, and they're basically as aggressive as we want them to be. So if you want aggressive collection, they can do that. If you don't want aggressive,
Be aggressive. We're not supposed to do pay our taxes on time. It's not fair for all of us, okay? Go after.
Reading, their name is MBM Law.
Yeah, just.
They're formerly
I would like an addition.
the name that Greg gave up.
yeah, that's their name, MBA.
That's their name.
And on that subject, I was gonna comment later, but to appoint them, I don't know when they start, I know we're waiting, we should have a start date, but the other thing, more importantly to me, is the motion should be subject to the contract being reviewed and approved
Right.
by me, and Borough Administration, that's all I say. 'Cause
I'll adjust that.
they have a proposal, there's gotta be a contract, and I wanna make sure it's fair, so. I would add that as just my recommendation.
Okay.
But I don't, when would we still be, January?
January.
Yeah, January,
We
okay,
can't start till January.
all right, thank you.
Anybody else?
Do I have to say my name and address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. James Rose, 1106 Park Square. I just want a little bit more clarification with the motion for submitting draft permitting for auto clubs, and what that would do for the area.
It's gonna stop bottle clubs from coming here like they had on the Main Street where they had that murder.
It's gonna stop.
No,
It's gonna control them a little bit. We have no control over a bottle club right now.
I did speak about that in my report.
He wasn't here.
He wasn't here.
Oh, you came in late, oh,
We
okay.
spoke about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, bottle clubs are entities that serve alcohol and they don't charge for it. So they're not regulated by the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, which then creates a gap. And they can come with problems, as we've seen here and I've seen other municipalities. So the best thing we can do is regulate them, regulate where they can go. Hours of operation, parking, noise, all these things that can be problems for neighbors that live nearby. So the purpose of this is to regulate and control what they're doing to keep the peace, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I wasn't sure if this was to help them come to the area or.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. So that's-
It's to control them,
Okay.
so they don't move next to your house. Donna, I seen you were trying to get up.
Donna on Shady Avenue. My question is on number 5 Place. Do we know the amount of short-term rentals or Airbnbs that we're talking about in Munhall Borough?
The ordinance is to actually have an ordinance regarding them. There's no ordinance regarding short-term rentals currently. This allows us to actually regulate them.
Okay, but do you know how many there might be in the area?
There's
is
a
my
lot more
question.
around than you think.
See, that's what I'm trying to ask.
And we don't
you
know.
the answer.
Because this will make sure that we know.
That's why I
Now they have to have a permit, and we need to know where they're going. They have to apply, get a permit, an inspection, and we can regulate where they go, how they operate, how old the primary lessee is, and gives us control.
Right.
So,
Do you think you're gonna be successful?
We don't follow the rental ordinance, so we're
There you
probably
go,
not,
thank you, because
we're probably not gonna
we
follow.
would have
this.
them, we have a rental ordinance that was put in place at least 10, 15 years ago, that last council decided was a money grabber, so they just ignored it. We already know who was where, if we had that, we enforced that ordinance, but it hasn't been enforced in at least 6 or 7 years.
I just brought up about trying to get it enforced.
Well,
but this also regulates where they can go. So without this, they can make a claim they could locate anywhere. We're
Okay.
trying to limit the specific locations.
Okay. And then just a very quick question on that number 8. Is this company going to replace
Yes.
another company?
Yes,
Legal tax.
legal tax.
Okay.
Is that what you wanted to hear?
No, well, I just didn't know. Okay.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? No? All right, guess we're gonna go into the hearing.
Okay, that's mine, thank you. I mentioned this briefly in my solicitor's report. This is an ordinance that has been advertised for consideration by Borough Council tonight. When we're done with the public hearing, they can vote to adopt this if they choose. This is an ordinance to permit the volunteer fire departments to attempt to recover the expenses and costs that they incur at an accident scene. So for example, if someone has a bad car accident and the fire department has to go out and they use a lot of materials, there's a hazardous spill, they're spending a lot of money of the materials and use of equipment. It's not for the time of the volunteers, they're strictly voluntary time. It's for the use of equipment, materials, things like that, and they suffer significant expense, and a lot of times they're insurance companies. So if a car causes this, and they have an insurance company, then we need a method where our volunteer fire departments can recover these costs and expenses. So without this ordinance, they have a very difficult time doing it. So this allows them the authority to go out and try to recover those costs that they spend at these accident scenes. So that's a summary of the ordinance. Does anyone have any questions or comments before council votes? Okay, that concludes the public hearing. Well, and it's on the agenda, so we won't, not gonna vote now. Thank you.
Go ahead and do the, items for council votes.
Motion to pay bills excluding payroll for the period July 1st through July 31st, 2026.
Motion paid bills.
$691,371.71.
Motion paid bills.
Need a second?
Question, well, it's not a question, the amount's actually $691,601 and 32 cents.
Okay.
Six
601.
$691,601 and 32 cents.
So $691,601.32.
Yep.
That's it. Number guy for you. Good job.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No,
No?
they both motions.
Yeah,
All
so.
right,
We're good.
I know.
Yep, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to approve payroll for period ending in July, a total of $511,358.23.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion has it.
Motion to adopt the Munhall Volunteer Fire Department cost recovery ordinance.
Motion.
Need a second?
Tim?
I'll second.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear, I heard motion twice.
Yeah.
Any questions? All in favor?
No.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to submit the draft permitting bottle clubs the conditional use of B2, General Business District, and provide for inspection and enforcement of bottle clubs to the Planning Commission for public hearing.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to submit the draft, the short-term rental ordinance to the Planning Commission for public hearing.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to hire Troy Mitchell from Munhall Police Department for $64,892.58.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to purchase Freightliner M2 25-yard rear loader sanitation vehicle for $260,000 at 5.89% interest over 3 years, starting January 2027, for an annual payment of $97,078.64.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion passes.
Motion to appoint MBM as Munhall's delinquent tax collection agency starting in January 2027, subject to the contract being reviewed by the Munhall Borough Solicitor.
Motion.
Need a second? No second? I'm not allowed to.
David?
Yeah, you will.
We're voting right here.
I know, but regarding that,
We're voting.
We're voting, Rainey, we're voting.
We're voting here.
You gotta wait a
I
minute.
knew it.
No. We're voting now.
No second.
You don't
No
have
second?
to-
No second. All right, we'll move on. Number 9, Dave.
Motion to apply for the Main Street Matters Grant for Main Street Revitalization Project for $1,429,308.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to approve the Crystal Energy electricity supply contract for 48 months.
I would do 24. I wouldn't lock us into a long term.
If you look at the chart there, Tim, that chart doesn't do nothing from the beginning to going up. So if we lock it in for 4 years, we're not gonna pay them no more for the next 4 years. I'm just looking at their chart they get.
I see the chart. My thoughts are just locking into 4 years. We lucked out this time, but if the economy changes and the prices go down, then we're locked in the 4-year deal.
I doubt the prices are gonna go down,
But, I mean, I'm not against the company.
Right, I understand.
I'm just against the terms.
I'm just saying, lock it in
The
as long as
language.
you can, because they ain't gonna do nothing but go up.
Just food for thought. I think prices are at a premium right now because there's a rush to build data centers. 2 to 3 years from now, that rush might subside and maybe the prices become more reasonable. Just plain devil's advocate. I don't know that's gonna happen.
Right.
Well, I guess at this point, you need to have a motion for one or the other. Someone needs to make a motion, say whatever length you want for the motion.
I need a motion.
I said with 24 months.
Okay, motion for 24 months?
Everybody else good with that?
We need a second,
Need a
Need
second?
a second.
Second.
and vote on that one, see if it passes.
All in favor?
The original motion is for how much?
24 months.
24 months.
This motion now, motion on the
No,
floor.
the first one's for
Yeah, there's no motion.
forty-eight,
There's no
cut
motion.
it in half.
Yeah.
Right.
Motion now is for 24 months, so you vote yes.
Can we get it at 24 months?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we can, all right.
But if you look on there, I think the 24 months is a little bit more
I think
expensive.
that's the highest.
That's the highest one there.
Three.
Second page. Yeah, okay.
So this motion could actually cost us more.
Good, you're gonna go, 24 months is the most. You're at 9.803, at 48, you're at 9.731.
I mean, you're still paying the 9.8, if we do two, the second year, you're still paying no matter what. It's not like that, it's gonna go down, you still have to pay the second year, no matter how you look at it.
I'll go to 24.
All right, so now there's a motion and a second. You want to do roll call or do you want to?
I'll do a roll call.
All right. Mr. Shields.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm a little cut off. Mr. Gallavich.
Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Mr. Eads.
Yes.
Mr. Youngins.
Yes,
All right, motion carries.
motion passes.
Gas supply, I think we'll wait until we actually finalize numbers since that's
Correct.
required.
Okay, I was kind of past that, because the spreadsheet he gave us tonight was a little different than when we looked at last week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And these numbers made more sense tonight, so I was
Okay.
hoping for one, like the gas thing that would.
Yeah.
So he
We have
said,
until-
our gas isn't up yet, that's why he's
Okay,
not
so, all
doing it.
right.
So you're removing that motion?
We're moving.
Removing motion 11. Anything else there?
I got a question.
All right.
Since the chief's here, or Dave, we can answer this. Rep. Guggenheim reached out to me today. He's waiting on paperwork for a grant for the police department. Who is handling that paperwork?
For the police vehicle?
Yes.
That's already been submitted. I don't know why they haven't gotten it, so I will look into that. I submitted 3 requests lately, and that one I already submitted.
Yeah, he said he doesn't, he said there's paperwork, and he does not have the paperwork, he needs the
I will
paperwork.
find out why he doesn't have it, and I'll get it to him.
And do we have a public works report for the works for this month?
Last week you had it.
I did not see it in your.
I'll send it to you. I included it last week, but I'll send it out tomorrow.
I have a question. Does the state rep know there's proper ways to reach out to, proper channels to reach out to council other than going to one councilman?
Yeah.
Does anybody doubt this is not the way to do things?
We were on the phone discussing something else.
He reached out to you about an issue. He should be going to the manager. He should be told, I'll tell him if I have to.
You can tell him.
You have to come to
He's
the
the one giving
manager.
us money, tell him.
The manager has to manage this borough, not individual council people.
I'm not
get
I'm not
messages.
managing. It
Wait a
was
second, I'm
it
not
was a
finished.
question, Barney.
They get addressed from different state reps, then we bring it here. It's not the way to do business. I know you mean well, but it's not the way to do business. You reach out, he reaches out before you know it. We have so many different questions, so many different answers. So think about what you do,
Yeah.
and how you do it. You mean well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I won't
The way you
reach
go
out.
about it is
I
kind of
won't
screwing
reach out
things
to
up.
this free money from the state, you're right.
Right, whatever.
I'll stop doing
Whatever.
that.
I know you want to save the day.
I'm not trying to save the day, I was
No,
on
you-
the phone with him for something else.
No, you're
Hey,
micromanaging what you're doing.
I'm not micromanaging
Well,
nothing,
you're
Bernie.
micromanaging.
Easy.
What am I micromanaging?
Easy.
Everything.
Oh, because you're sick of asking questions, some emails
No,
today?
oh, the emails are, actually, we should think about how we run the borough. We're running the borough through emails and text. I sit back and watch, because it just basically started this year. There's so much borough discussion on emails and text, I'm sure it's a violation of the Sunshine Act. I guarantee
If you
it.
see my response,
Guarantee it.
if you see my response in the
guarantee it.
text message,
Greg, what is the issue of
Yeah, I
group
see
emails
your
and text?
I
How,
said,
how far are we going with that? I sit and watch these open discussions, borough business, amongst more than 3 council people at one time.
Well, if you have a quorum on the.
Oh, there's much,
on the
there's a quorum.
Message, and you're discussing borough business, then you're possibly crossing the line. You better, if an individual council person has a question for the manager, just send
Right.
it individually.
No, it's
Then
going,
then
it's
we're
going on,
sure.
it's going on a text
Yeah.
thread and an email group.
All right.
It's,
so
it's,
what happens is Dave will send out a text to everybody, or an email. And then they'd start replying on it. And that's what Bernie's saying, it seems like.
it's a group, it's a group discussion of borough business.
I understand. If it's just a follow-up saying, wait, I just need more information to understand this, that's fine. But if you're discussing and debating about action, then that's not good.
Would it be better if Dave individually emailed and texted everybody instead of a group?
Well, no, you can send it out as a group, that's fine. But if you're discussing possible action, it can't be more than 3 at a time on the text string.
I don't know.
You're discussing action.
Everybody's involved, so there's at least seven to eight on the
Well,
text.
to disseminate information and gather information, that's totally fine, that's not a violation. But discussing action, possible action that you might take with a vote on the floor, then it should be limited to 3 council people on.
Well, how would you decide how that's happening on the email?
Well,
What do you do if it happens?
we're allowed to send emails.
I'm not saying that.
100%.
I'm
We
saying
are allowed
open
to,
dis-
we are
I'm just
allowed to
talking
send
about-
group emails.
I'm just talking about open discussions on the email that go back and forth for days.
Well, maybe if we got the answers that we're looking for with the first question, the email's gonna go on back and forth for days.
Well, then you get to the point where micromanaging got to a point where I've never seen it like this before.
Because I asked questions today?
You take it as you
Because
want.
we're $100,000 over on that
You take it as you want.
paving budget?
You take it as
So
you
we're
want.
upset? I asked who approved the Boone Way?
I didn't
The
mention that.
paving on,
I
I'm
didn't-
just
I didn't-
saying.
I don't know what you're talking
You're bringing up emails, and I sent a lot of emails today. We're $100,000 over on the paving budget, on the last bill. So yeah, I have concerns.
I mean, we have people
We
come,
approved $120-something thousand
we have
fix
people that
up
come to
here.
these meetings on a regular basis, and there's more discussion between these emails and texts than we ever do at these meetings.
Anybody
Anybody on
I
council
would
disagree
love
with
to
me?
sit
Other-
here
Does
and
anybody other
have
than
all
Tim?
our problems on the floor.
Does anybody other than Tim disagree with me? I know, I talked to the president of council about it. I think it's really gotten out of hand.
So you want to have other problems on the floor? I'd be glad to.
Well,
I will be glad to sit here.
wait.
We'll sit here all night.
wait,
We will
calm
sit
down.
here all night.
Tim, let's calm down.
No, I'm just saying, Tim, you have every right to make inquiries with the borough manager. I think the point, and I don't want to speak for anyone, because that's not my job, but the point Bernie's making, if you have 7 council people on it, then there's just a concern with the sunshine.
That's how I'm doing it.
If you have inquiries about any issue at all, you have every right to email back and forth with the borough manager to get answers. That's fine, but by including 7 people,
So
I think that's what Bernie's
It's
saying.
the open
Mike. Yeah,
discussion,
that's all.
it's the open discussion of borough
So
business.
then you guys will sit there and say, well, we don't know what's going on. Why is Tim discussing that with the manager?
If no one mentioned your name personally.
I'm just saying,
If we all
okay,
keep-
if you send them an email and we don't know what's going on this end of the table, and then we're waiting, and then you guys have to discuss something and you got answers,
If we all met down here on Thursday mornings as a council and discussed borough business, we'd be in violation of the Sunshine Act. I guarantee you. We all sat here and discussed borough business. Basically, it's happening almost every day.
and our emails are open, they can request our emails. The people out here can request a copy of our emails. And that's changed when they were sending text messages. I said, do not do anything on text message. I don't want to be involved with this. Take it onto the
So
email.
you don't think it's a problem, what we're doing now?
No, it's not a problem. Because the public can request our emails.
Do you think they have to get to a point where they're going to have to request our emails? Why don't we just cut it down? If we cut it down, it won't be an issue.
Because you guys don't want to sit there and talk on a Wednesday night.
We'll talk all night, just like you said, let's talk all night, I don't care. I'd rather talk all night than have these emails going around all week long. Open discussions
So
from
we-
Monday to Friday.
So when are we going to get our answers? Do we want to meet every week? Let's change it. Let's meet every week.
I'm pretty convinced we'll never have enough answers for you, Tim, so it's not gonna matter. There's never gonna be enough answers for you, so where are we at?
You're right, because
Because
one time the whole thing.
you're the only one that's concerned, we know that.
Having a meeting one night a month is not effective. We
Oh, no
gotta
doubt.
discuss more than that.
No doubt.
And,
We have two.
well, but this is not really a discussion meeting, we're voting on stuff.
Right.
So there's really only one meeting where we're hashing
That's,
stuff out.
that's the only, that's how things are laid out in the Borough Code. You have 2 open meetings a month. Sorry about that. If you need more, I don't know what to tell you.
Really, only one's required.
One required. But anyway,
Well, I mean, if you think 2 hours a
we
month
could all, we
is
could
good
all meet
to
at,
run the
we could all
borough,
meet at
then-
Fox's on Monday mornings and talk borough business too. We could do that.
I mean, the alternative is Dave sending 8 individual emails and then everybody responding back individually. So now he's answering the same question multiple times. For a manager, it's already overworked. That's not an answer either.
He can disseminate information, that's
But yeah.
totally fine. My only point, and I'm not trying to stir this up. He raised the Sunshine Act, and as a solicitor, my only thought is, if you start getting into a discussion about action that you're gonna take on this floor, then that might be crossing the line. Sending emails to the whole group is fine. He has to disseminate information. That's
Right.
done that way all the time. There's no problem with that.
There's no action,
No, there ain't
there's no
action.
discussion of action taken in the emails.
Well, then that's fine.
It's simple questions that.
Well, if
that
there's no
people
discussion
ask.
about action,
Right.
then the whole group is fine.
There has been discussions about action, not on a regular basis, but there has been. There has been.
Yep.
Just keep in mind, everybody, what we're doing with it.
Right.
That's all I'm asking.
Ms. Fry, you got a question?
David,
Can you come up to the podium, please? Say your name again.
Rainy Fry, Munhall. Regarding actions, number 7, okay? 3 of our people are in here, correct?
Two.
And 2 aren't here. Bernie said no. I was going to say, we don't have a quorum to pass that motion.
Yes, you
But if we
do.
do,
Yes,
you
we
would
only
need
need
We only need
3.
4 for a quorum.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And the other 2 are okay with it. They couldn't be here because of the funeral, and they said that they were okay.
They told us via email.
They're going to
No, they told me, separately, they told me on the phone.
They voted by email.
All right, any more questions? I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All right.
Tim?
All right.